what's new and different as we roll through 2021 and kind of give you just a different flavor. So we'll come at you once a week on Wednesdays, trying 12 o'clock right now to see how that fits your schedule. We'll try a couple of time slots to see if something might be better for you to connect in for just a couple of minutes of what's new and different in the world of manufacturing technology and AMT. So we're going to be talking about technology topics, industry topics, market topics. We'll be doing some live connective things with a few folks, like bringing Pat McGibbon on once a month, talk about forecasts, what's happening in the industry, taking a look at some numbers. We'll bring in some other guests every once in a while just to change things up. I'll come to you from all different places all over the world, but eventually that's gonna have to wait until we can actually travel all around the world. For now, I'll just take you to the places that I can do around my haunts, just to kind of give you some different perspectives. We're going to try to cover some of your questions, things you want to know, things you care about, things you want to catch up to. So you can send in your questions. We'll even try to do a few live chats with people that have questions as we trick out all of those capabilities over the next month or so. So that's a little bit what we have coming your way with AMT Live and getting started this year. Hey, just what's this year starting to take a look at? And so we want to give you some things that are happening at AMT and things that you can leverage and make use of as the year goes on. Obviously, the things that we do with AMT News, we continue to build it out from a content standpoint, scope standpoint, try to bring you information, news you can use that's directly related to the industry. You can pick the things you want. You can dive deeper if you wish. You can skip past the ones you're not so interested in, although there's a bunch of good stuff in there, and actually get connected to a lot of information on a weekly basis. You can get to the website mtnews.org and catch up to it at any point during the week and just get it on demand as you need it, when you need it. IMTS Network is going to continue to be building out its content. And so a lot of great things that were developed in 2021, we're going to leverage and build off of other people that want to work with and bring their content onto the network. So you'll see the content continue to expand as far as programming material, technical material, things that we do when we kind of get into detailed elements like Spark and bringing new live demos and conferences and doing things from member facilities, but also then really interesting news stories, human stories, other things like that. And again, bringing people that are connected to the manufacturing technology world, putting their content on our platform. So you've got a live and on-demand place to find information you want relative to manufacturing technology. IMTS 2022, we're going to give you lots of new things that are happening with that. Obviously, a big transition out of this year, 2020, looking forward to 2022. We are moving in and approaching, 1 million square feet sold already for IMTS 2022. Hope to have that done in the next couple of months as we move forward, kind of almost tracking to some of the numbers that we've been doing back in the 14, 16, 18 cycles for the show. And so very excited about things happening in IMTS 2022. And you're going to continue to hear a lot about things we have going on there. Global Services 2.0, evolving the things we do at our global tech centers around the world. Leveraging the fact that people are going to want to expand their businesses. In some cases, you can't travel and get there. How can we support you in between, taking advantage of, this time when you can't deploy troops the way you want to get them into locations? How can we help? Whether that's sales information, service support, whether it's market detail, looking at key hires, how to use the facilities in a way that really kind of helps your business needs. Look for a lot of things coming out of Global Services 2.0. And of course, with some of the recent election news, advocacy is going to be very busy. So Amber Thomas and Pat McGibbon are going to be tag teaming a lot of things to keep you up to date on what's happening with policies and regulations, what's going to go on with programs and investments, tons of things happening there. So of course, you can rely on Amber and Pat, who have tons of experience navigating their way through a lot of that to say, what does that mean relative to us in the manufacturing technology space? Events and things coming up. Obviously, we moved a lot of things out of the beginning of the year, as is everybody, into the second half of the year. We'll be talking about things combining MFG, MT forecast, events that we have coming up that you're going to be able to attend in the fall and be able to leverage for some, real networking that we haven't been able to do in a while. Looking forward to that coming up next fall. So lots of that information. Kind of on the industry front, things going on with supply chain continue to leverage what we see as a really positive 2021 for our industry. Foreign direct investment and the supply chain build out. The crisis obviously created a lot of focus on it, but the investments continue to happen there. Huge opportunities for the folks in the automation space. A lot of stuff being driven in the entire warehousing space. So as people look to bring the supply chains back, as people look to try to figure out how to get the content and materials closer to end use, the automation and warehousing space is going through the roof. Medical and PPE, of course, continues to be a big issue. So the mold manufacturing side of things are happening in automation. Again, packaging, a lot in those spaces look to be really positive in the year. Automotive, whether you're talking EV or combustion vehicle, new platforms coming out, continued investments in those spaces. Defense spending, with the appropriations bill put through, we kind of know what things are going on there in this upcoming year. Space and satellite, again, good sectors, good investment going on there. And obviously some geopolitical things impacting what happens for that defense spending, which I think, regardless of administration, may necessitate certain investments in those areas. Everything to do with 5G, data acquisition, data analytics, data security, those fields are going crazy, and it's going to affect what happens for investments inside our factories and facilities. So the investments in those spaces inside your customers' facilities are going to be big, and you can be part of that. Housing continues with interest rates being low, lots going on there. Appliances, all the things going into the build out of homes. So, there's going to be, and as long as interest rates are where we're at, and a lot of people on the move due to the changes and people being able to work from different locations is driving a lot in that market. So recreation, same kind of theme. If you're in any kind of manufacturing with RVs and campers, bikes, anything to do with the whole rec field, camping and outside, a lot of manufacturing still happening there. So look, there's going to be tons of opportunities. It's an interesting upswing as we got out of the end of 2020 for us in manufacturing and doing the support that we need to do as we go into 2021. And AMT and all the folks who work at AMT are continuing to talk about the products and services and support that we can provide you and help you down those areas. So AMT Live will come at you once a week. We're going to trigger off to 1 o'clock next week, and we're going to try a few more time slots. So look for that note coming out as to when we're going to be coming live. We'll bring in some guests, as we talked about, some new content, and try to give you a few minutes of things that you can use. So with that, that's it for today. You guys have a great one. We'll catch up to you again next week.